It's Saturday and shiny Psyduck is now spawning worldwide, around the worldwide, that's what that means. I was gonna say it twice. So I wanted to get out. I'm honestly not feeling that much better. In fact, I think my cough has gotten worse, but I wanted to get out, check some shiny Psyducks, and then maybe do some raids because I have 141 raid passes sitting in my bag that I need to start getting through. So, shiny Psyduck. Hopefully I can find one quickly. Otherwise, why is my service bad? Oh, no way! Wow. Cool. I think I can just go home and rest now. I didn't think it was gonna happen that quickly, but I gotta take a picture of it. Wow, first check. I don't ever have that kind of luck. I guess I did with Lugia that one time. Yeah. Nice. Yes. Got it. That's definitely the photo. Here we go. First Psyduck of the day. Niantic's making this easy for me. Probably feel bad for me because I'm sick. That excellent throw. Golden Raspberry. With the Pokeball though. Yes. Shiny Pokemon are the best medicine. Alright, well, I'm not really just calling it quits already. I'm out. I took my Dayquil. I'm feeling good for now. It looks like the Pike is actually a Skarmory nest, which would have been great to farm for the Boulder Cup, but I've already competed in the Boulder Cup. Could have probably found a perfect IV combination Skarmory. But speaking of Boulder Cup, the next theme cup for the Silph League Arena has been announced. Look at that, 1448. This one's already set for Boulder Cupping. But the next theme cup has been announced, and we're breaking from the predictable gym badge theme. We're going with the Twilight Cup for February. So Poison, Dark, Ghost, and Fairy type Pokemon will get their chance to shine in the Twilight Cup, and we're going to talk more about that a little later on. This isn't exactly what I had in mind when I said I was going to do some raids today, but it's here. I mean, why would I do a Minun raid when there's a wild Minun at the foot of it? But again, 141 raid passes, so I need to start using them. Besides, this is one of my favorite spots to walk to when I'm playing Pokemon GO. All the way here, out at the end of the marina. And then you can look across and see downtown Long Beach. Before I jump into the raid, I hatched an egg. So I'm gonna open up this gift from Pokemon Master Holly, who's down at the Safari Zone event. This will be my one Safari Zone Pokemon. Yes, got an egg. Hopefully I can get something good out of it. I've been watching Holly's videos down there in Brazil, and it looks like she's having a lot of fun. So if you want to see what's going on down there in Brazil, go check out Holly's channel. Looks like a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll hatch something good out of that. Now, Minun raid. Check this out. There's a Pokestop on this island. I don't know what it's for. I've always wondered. Something to do with water control, tsunami, the oil islands, I have no idea. But there's a Pokestop out there. Probably one of very few Pokestops in Long Beach that I've never spawned. One day I'll learn to walk on water. got some 7Ks hatching. Not the Porto Alegre eggs, but I have seen people hatching better stuff from 7Ks. Well, I do need the proper Azumarill. I don't have the right Azumarill yet, so could be close. What else do we have here? That's the same old, same old. Okay. I don't know if that's an improvement over what's been hatching from 7-kilometer eggs in the past, but I guess I'll take it. It's something I've never hatched from a 7K before. Alright, now the question is, do I want more 7Ks? Do I want 10Ks? Actually, you know what? I have seen Shiny Absol and Mawile hatching from 7Ks, so I am going to go for those. Probably not going to get either of them, Shiny or regular, but I do need to open some gifts. Sorry, friends, I'm opening gifts. Oh, it's Claydol. Been sitting here waiting for this raid to pop. Turns out it's Claydol. Doing a Claydol raid. 2 raids in and I haven't even gotten through my free passes for the day. Yikes. Just pretending I'm in Brazil with a nice acai bowl. And since I finished Feebas Day here with this nice purple acai, it's time to evolve Feebas. 20.9 kilometers. It only took me an entire week, but let's go for it. 20 kilometers, 100 candies. Well, that's good. Beautiful. Beautiful, shiny, melodic. Guess I gotta change my clothes to match. Alright, so maybe it's not an exact match, but there we go. Alright, so now that I'm home and my Dayquil is wearing off, I'm about to ease into just some rest for the rest of the day. But before we do that, I want to quickly go over the new Silph League Arena Cup that's happening in February. So it was just announced, and again, this month we are breaking from the predictable Kanto badges. A lot of people were expecting the Cascade Cup, but we decided to go with something we're calling the Twilight Cup. Fairy, Dark, Poison, and Ghost-type Pokemon. So, these night creatures, if you will. Remember, these cups are going to be hosted by your local Silph League community. We've had over 800-something communities host Boulder Cups already, and another 800 plus cups are scheduled for this weekend. So if you want to participate in a Twilight Cup, check the Silph League map and find a community near you. Rankings should be going live very soon as well. Dromps and the rest of the team have been hard at work on that, so big shout out to them. Now we're still, how many days away from February? I don't know, 5 days or so until the Twilight Cup starts, but let's take a quick look at the metagame. There are a couple different resources that you can use. Of course, there's Pokebattler. With Pokebattler, you can look at each of the leagues, and then also the Silph Arena Cup, the current, and the next Silph Arena Cup. Next is going to be Twilight Cup, and you can adjust for shield strategy. So you can look at which Pokemon are going to perform the best when they have no shields available. Why are these Pokemon's pictures not loading? My internet just died. There we go. So, best Pokemon in the Twilight Cup. And remember, Pokebattler's rankings don't take into account a second charge move. So, this is a good sort of baseline. It gives you a good idea of which Pokemon to start looking at, but it's not by any means a definitive tier list as far as what's going to perform best in the Twilight Cup meta. Again, you can look at which Pokemon are best with no shields available. You can look at which Pokemon are best with both shields available, and they will change slightly depending on shield availability. You can also look at which Pokemon serve as the best counters to these best Pokemon. So if you look here, Quillfish suddenly appears because it does well against a lot of the top Pokemon. And then there's another website that I want to introduce here that I haven't actually talked about in a video yet, which is pvpoke.com. And it allows you to simulate battles and also shows you rankings. So we're going to start with the rankings. You can look at Great League for the Twilight Cup. And you can see the rankings differ slightly from Pokebattler's rankings. So again, between the two, you can get a good idea of which Pokemon to start looking at. And then, of course, as the month goes on, we're going to know better and better which Pokemon are actually going to take the top tier, the top spots in the Twilight Cup. So just quickly, a few Pokemon that I think are going to be worth looking into, that are definitely going to be meaningful in the metagame. Alolan Muck is a big one. Alolan Muck, Skuntank, and Drapion are all Poison and Dark-type Pokemon. Even Alolan Grimer could be usable. The reason that they're so good in this meta is because their only weakness is Ground, and the Cup is Dark, Poison, Ghost, and Psychic, so not a lot of Ground-type attacks available. I think those are going to be the main Poison types. Aside from those, Toxicroak is also a great option. Toxicroak beats all the Dark types because it's a fighting type, and then also beats the other Poison types because it does learn Mud Bomb. Plus, it's going to deal neutral damage, at least, back to them with Counter, and Counter, as we know, is a very strong move. You're going to see Azumarill, but because this meta is defined by Poison types, Azumarill isn't as good here as it is in Open Great League. I think we're also going to see Venusaur as a big one. There are a lot of Grass and Poison type Pokemon that are possible, that are available or legal in the Twilight Cup, but I think just because Frenzy Plant is so strong, Venusaur is going to be the only one that's really viable out of those. You're going to see Golbat and Crobat as great counters to Venusaur and also to Toxicroak. So Golbat and Crobat, I think Golbat will be the better of the two. Golbat actually beats Crobat in a mirror match. We might also see Tyranitar as a counter to Golbat. Tyranitar also matches up well against a lot of the Poison types. Sneasel and Weavile will both beat Venusaur, Golbat, Crobat, and match up well against a few other Pokemon. And then Umbreon has a lot of great neutral matchups. It's not really going to deal super effective damage against anything, but it has great neutral TDO. Alongside Umbreon, Alolan Raticate could actually be a viable Pokemon in this metagame. And then Nidoqueen and Nidoking stand out as some of the only ground types available, which, as we know, are going to be good counters to the Poison types, which are probably going to have a strong showing in this metagame. So Nidoqueen and Nidoking each kind of match up differently because of their different movesets. If you have Legacy Nidoking with Fury Cutter, that's going to be a good one. Fury Cutter, a bug-type move, is super effective against a lot of the dark types that you're going to see in the meta. And then among ghost types, there really aren't a ton that will perform well here. Among them, Alolan Marowak is one possibility, and then Dusclops and Drifblim. Drifblim could also make an appearance. So a lot of Pokemon to look at in the metagame. Mawile potentially has some okay matchups. But the good thing about introducing a new cup every month is that we get to figure out what the new best Pokemon are every month. And personally, I have a lot of fun figuring out a metagame. So as the month goes on, the metagame will kind of develop and stabilize and evolve, and we'll find out which Pokemon are actually going to perform best in the upcoming Twilight Cup. So until then, good luck with Shiny Psyduck. Actually, the kind of boosted spawns window is probably close to over for most of you as you're watching this, but good luck nonetheless. I hope you found your Psyducks. I'll see you soon for more Pokemon Go. For now, though, I'm gonna get over on the couch and relax.